Jason&Jabari.
What's up, guys? This is Jason from the Jason and Jabari Gaming, and today I will be going over Season 58, Wars number 1 and 2. Kabam has put in a different type of a war, which basically you only get one fight. The health pools are quite substantial, and that is your war. So basically you'll do one fight wars for 12 wars, which equals 12 fights. So this is going to be the first two. I might just do them in increments of 2 wars. I'm personally not a fan of this at all, but there are some pros. I mean, obviously one war, one fight, I should say, doesn't really you don't really have to put in too much of planning as when you had multiple fights you would. So I guess that's a plus. And depending on the node set of the defender, it might be an easier time or a slightly more difficult time. But anyway, we're up against FAE, and I'm going against a Photon. So I was asked to bring in Okoye, and for her synergy partner I brought in Shuri because my Okoye is awakened, which your Okoye has to be awakened for the synergy. And basically it gives you 15% more duration on the shocks. So here I'm boosting up, and on this node basically it's standing in fear. It doesn't affect me, it affects the defender, which would be Photon. So she gains a debuff. I think it's a weakness debuff every time I'm close to her or something like that. But it doesn't affect me, and then she gets a cleanse passive every time one of us reaches a bar power. But I put on so many debuffs that it just disappears. Anyway, I start off with a light attack. I sidestep her the whole fight, and I push her into pure light with the SP1 here. I'm gonna wait till her charges get down to around 5 or so, and then I'm gonna sidestep her into my attacks again. Again, every time she's gaining that cleanse charge, it's going away. And yeah, with the Shuri and the extra 15% duration, she's getting ready to start melting here. I think I bait out this SP1, and then I just start going ham here. Our charges are like 80. We have 80 of those charges things. Like now it's at 86, 90. Like she's absolutely melting. She's gonna die here. And so far we're at a full yellow bar, which is how we're gonna finish. I go ahead and push her into pure light. I actually didn't need to do that. I could have just used my striker, which I did in the whole fight because there was no need. And down she goes. A little over a minute and a half, full yellow bar finish, and that's my first war. We actually did lose that first war. So moving on to the current war, which is against DD13 Dark Devils. So I didn't really know what to expect. I just kind of wait for my officer to tell me which fight he would like for me to take, and then I just kind of go in and take the fight after I tell them my game plan, because we always discuss our game plans for the fight prior to any of us going into it, which I think is a very good idea. In case you missed anything, people can help point those things out and things of that nature. It just helps to solidify your strategy, in my opinion. But anyway, this fight I have a bullseye on a stun immune node. Those are the only nodes that it has, literally a stun immune bullseye. So my officer decided to give me gentle, and I could bring in whoever I wanted. So I just decided to bring in Wags. I was debating about bringing in Odin, but I didn't think I would be taking substantial damage. I've taken so many bullseye bosses that I'm so comfortable with this fight, and my officer of course knew that, which is why he told me to take this fight with gentle. So I was already like, oh yeah, this is going to be a nothing burger, which is probably not the best attitude to go in with. A lot of things go wrong in war, so you probably shouldn't get too confident, because oftentimes it's the ones that you're not worried about sometimes are the ones that come back and bite you, right? So anyway, this is a rank 4 bullseye. I put on the guidance pre-fight from the wags. I boost up. I use a 30% here. Honestly, I could have just used a 20 like I've been doing for all my wars so far. We normally go with 30%, but I just don't think these fights are worth it, honestly. Unless something way scarier is going to happen, I'm probably just going to go back to 20s. Either way, I throw on a 12% attack boost. I'm not throwing on power backs because I don't think they really do anything here. And another major thing that I didn't do here that I could have done was put on ouchies. But as you see, he's immune to stun. That's all he's got going. So yeah, I back out and go back in to ensure everything is still there. There's the guidance boost. There's all my boosts, little rainbow boost. He's never going to go to SP3, so I'm not going to throw on a 33% because it's a waste, because he doesn't gain power rapidly or anything like that. So there we go. For some reason, I thought I had my pursuit passive up. I didn't, so he evades, and that, like, I was like, wait, what? But I get it from getting hit by the SP1. So now the pursuit will basically be up the entire fight. There, I thought I could parry because I'm an idiot. So we're starting off this fight very, very well. So anyway, I go for my first SP2. It does a decent amount of damage. We have 10 of those. I don't even know what the charges are called. They're orange. So we're at 15 now. I'm going to throw off I think I throw off a special 1 here. Yeah, I do throw off a special 1 here. That should give me more muscle mass. It does. So now we're fully ramped with muscle mass now. So the game plan is just like I would take a boss. Basically push him to SP2s, and then as soon as he throws off his SP2, I go for a parry. I'll go indestructible, unstoppable for opening. Rinse and repeat, throw off my SP2s in the process. So anyway, so far things are going decently after those little mishaps. We're in no danger of dying or anything like that right now. We have 74% health, so a little less than I would ideally want, but he is going down. We're winning the health race. We have 17 of those charges, so I'm getting ready to throw off another SP2, and it's doing massive damage. He's down to 33%. If we were running ouchies, we'd actually be healing right now, but again, I just didn't want to throw on ouchies. There was no real reason. We're about 2 minutes into the fight and we're fine. He's almost dead. Arguably with ouchies, he would have already been dead, but again, it was I just didn't see the reason, so I didn't do it. So we're coming down to the final hits. It looks like I throw off another SP2. It doesn't quite kill, which was kind of disappointing. I thought it would have, but no big deal. We're going to get to our SP1. We're going to throw that off, and he's going to be super dead, and that's the end of my war. The war is still ongoing. I have no idea who's going to win, but hopefully we do. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.